What's up, everybody? It's 3:40 in the afternoon on a Friday, June 18th, 2021. In this walk, I'm going to be going through the City Hall area and the financial district in New York City. Right now, we're in the Foley Square area where I guess we can't have a New York City video without noise. But as I was saying, this is the Foley Square area where all the courthouses are. This one here is the New York State Courthouse. And this one is the U.S. Courthouse, the federal courthouse. I plan to walk all the way down to the New York Stock Exchange. It's a pretty sunny day today. It's around 83 degrees Fahrenheit, about 28 Celsius. This building over here is the United States Federal Building.
You guess what?
And over here we have the Manhattan Municipal Building, which is the building that houses the most New York City employees in the city. This building is the New York City Surrogates Courthouse. Let's cross the street over here. Wow, there's two M9 buses in a row. When this happens, it's called bus bunching. And it's not really advisable when the schedule is like this. This bus over here goes right to Battery Park City, which I will not be headed to in this walk. I always like how magnificent this building is. New Amsterdam has the year there, Manhattan, and then over there, New York. New York City was New Amsterdam before it became New York. There is a lot of traffic here. I'm surprised. A lot of traffic. I could cross the street if I wanted to, but this seems a little bit dangerous here. All right, let's just go with the crowd now. My goodness, I haven't seen Chambers Street this crowded in a long time. We'll be walking past City Hall Park soon. Over to my right. The New York City Hall is in the middle of the park, but it's not accessible to the public. Over here to my left is the Brooklyn Bridge. One of the most masterful pieces of engineering in the entire world. And over here to my right is New York City Hall, which is the oldest city hall in the United States, still in its original building. It's recently been renovated. The roof was under reconstruction for many years. What I don't really like about this area is it's really difficult to see the Brooklyn Bridge from here because of all the tall buildings and the trees. This building over here is the Pace University, and that's an ice cream truck, of course. And this building over here is a unique skyscraper known as the Gehry Building. It's located on Spruce Street. In fact, I think I'll head down there. We'll go down Spruce Street. But he was a master architect, Frank Gehry. It was previously known as the Beekman Tower. Actually, I'm looking up an article now. It's not even known as the Gehry Building anymore. It's just known by its address, 8 Spruce Street. But used to be known as the Beekman Tower and the Gehry Building. But it's one of the tallest residential towers in the world. So we'll cross over here on Spruce Street itself. Let's watch out for the cyclists here. Hey, it's the bunched buses we saw before, the dual M9 buses. All right, let's cross the street now. This area, Park Row, it used to be called Newspaper Row because all the newspapers were gathered here. It was very convenient for them to get news from the political center of New York City, right here, City Hall, and also the shock news of the Lower East Side. That was when New York City was growing. Here's Nassau Street, which eventually turns into Broad Street once it goes south of Wall Street. So we'll be walking right underneath the Gehry Building. Let's see if I can find it. Here's a public plaza, which is really nice. Yeah, this is it. You would never think this is the bottom of the Gehry building because it's orange, and then when you look up, it's all silver. Nice to see the sparrow there drinking some water from the fountain. It really blends into the neighborhood well with this skyscraper design. You see, 8 spruce streets. So I am going to make a right over here, and I'll show you another iconic building. This over here is the Beekman Hotel. I think the entrance to it is down here on Nassau Street. Just says the Beekman over there, but it has a very nice interior lobby. You really have to watch this area. You're going to be amazed. I wonder if it's open, but we'll try. Take a look at this lobby. This lobby is amazing. And then the bar is around the corner here. I think. Take a look at this. Beautiful sofa, nice chairs. Here it is. Ain't this a beauty? Really, really incredible. Right now it says it's closed, but you can still see what it looks like from over here. So gorgeous. All right, let's go outside now and resume this walk through the financial district. Hope you enjoyed that tour of the Beekman Hotel. Now we're about to walk through the busiest part of the financial district, through the Fulton Street area, and then through the New York Stock Exchange and Wall Street. There are so many skyscrapers jammed in here in such a small little space.
Like, who did it? Like,
Fulton Street is the next block down. We got Joe's Pizza here on the corner of Fulton and Nassau. It's the same Joe's Pizza that's famous in the Greenwich Village. You can even see on top there, it says the Greenwich Village Institution. Starbucks across the street as well. I guess I go across now. The next block we're going to cross over is John Street. It's a lot of financial institutions and offices along John Street as well. Hi. Someone just gave me a wave over there. Also a variety of eating places here. Mike's Noodle House, Stamina Grill and Juice Bar. I've been to Stamina before. They make great smoothies. I think over to the right here, there's also a good Asian restaurant. No, not this one, but on the corner there, it says Open Sushi and Co. There's a view of the World Trade Center. One World Trade Center building. You can see examples of their food in the window. Dumplings, mixed roll box, ramen. Smells great too. This place over here, 22 Thai cuisine, I've eaten at multiple times and it's very good. It's downstairs and it's also very quiet. Here on the corner of Maiden Lane and Nassau Street, we have the Federal Reserve Building. I believe this is the world's largest supply of gold bars is in the vaults here of the Federal Reserve Building. This is Liberty Street here. This over here is known as Fosun Plaza and the Fosun building. Previously it used to be a large JP Morgan Chase bank building, but that was sold off to the Fosun group. And then over here we have an iconic skyscraper, the Equitable Building. This building, when it was constructed, blocked out a lot of the sunlight around the area, and as a result of it, new laws were created to instill more sunlight in future skyscraper developments, the wedding cake style. It was called the setback laws. But this is a very famous Art Deco skyscraper at 120 Broadway. See the twin towers up there, all the way up. Over here we have the Federal Hall building. This is where George Washington was inaugurated as the first president of the United States. There was also a U.S. Customs House on this site as well. And on the corner here is the New York Stock Exchange building. This is where most New York stocks used to be traded, but now it's all done electronically. But it's still a historically significant building. Over here is the JP Morgan building. And as I said, over here, Federal Hall building with the statue of George Washington in the front. This is actually Wall Street, by the way. Used to be the boundary of New York City. There used to be a wall over here separating the undeveloped northern boundary of New York with the developed city. And over here we have a statue of the fearless girl. This was meant to be a temporary installation, but it's been here for a while now. Formerly it used to be where the Charging Bull statue is currently, but the fearless girl statue is meant to celebrate the importance of having greater gender diversity on the corporate boards. Let's make a right over here on Exchange Place, and I'll walk to the Charging Bull statue. This is kind of a strange street because it's kind of narrow to fit most cars, and there's a lot of people here walk on it. I'm surprised with how many people are out today. Just judging by the amount of people walking over here, I would think the line for the Charging Bull statue would be pretty long. That I think is by far the most popular tourist attraction in the financial district. People want a picture with the Charging Bull. I'll talk about the statue a little bit more when I go down there. So this is the historic Broadway, the original part of Broadway. Broadway is the longest street in Manhattan. It runs for about 12 miles within the island itself, all the way from the tip of Manhattan. Actually, if you were to consider just the street name itself, it would end at Bowling Green, but almost the tip of the island. That was the former tip of the island. To the other side in Inwood, that's the northernmost neighborhood in Manhattan Island. But the area where Broadway ends in Lower Manhattan, that's called Whitehall Street now, and that's all landfill. All the way towards the Whitehall terminal. Yeah, look at the crowds at the Charging Bull statue. So anyway, this piece of art here, the Charging Bull statue, was a gift from an Italian artist named Arturo de Modica, and it was meant to symbolize the resiliency of the American economy. And historically, Wall Street and the stock market has been categorized with the animal, the bull, because it attacks upward, and people would generally want the stock markets to go up. There's also the opposite, which is the bear statue, and with that, the bears attack down, so that symbolizes like stock markets crashing or going down, while bulls symbolize going up. Yeah, a long line to get a picture. Also, there's a line to get into the back of the statue as well. The back of the statue is almost as long as the front for the line. Touching the bull's balls is meant to bring good luck and fortune. And then over here we have Bowling Green, which is the oldest New York City park. And in fact, this fence over here is the original fence from the colonial times. And rumor has it that there were statues of King George at the top here, and they sawed off the statues of King George and turned it into ammunition. They melted down the statues and turned it into ammunition to fight against the British. How crazy is that? And over here, we have the former United States Customs House. The full name of it, I believe, is the Alexander Hamilton Customs House. But now it's home to the National Museum of American Indian and a U.S. bankruptcy court. But this customs house was very strategic, being placed on the tip of the island, and all the ship lines were located around here. Many of these buildings you see around me are all former ship lines, which ran a lot of the import and export industry in the area. So over here is the official end of Broadway. Everything past this point is known as Whitehall Street. What I will do is walk around the Customs House, and then I'll walk up towards the One World Trade Center building. Here's the Whitehall Street subway station. All right, this is Bridge Street now. I'm gonna make a right here to State Street, Bowling Green not Bowling Green, Battery Park is right in front of me. If you want to see the Statue of Liberty, inside Bowling Green, there's a fort there where you can buy official tickets to the Statue of Liberty. I actually forgot the name of the fort. Let me look it up now. But just be informed that the other ticket vendors inside and around Battery Park are not official vendors. Oh, it's called Castle Clinton. So only inside Castle Clinton will you'll be able to get the official tickets to go to the island. So I'm waiting to cross the street now. Here's the side of the U.S. Customs House. Magnificent building once again. Also, what's magnificent too is the Bowling Green subway station here. And over here you can see this is the line for the Statue of Liberty ticketing area. It's pretty interesting. They have barricades up for the Tribeca Festival. I didn't know it was on so soon. But that's a famous film festival that happens in New York City.
Gymnast, yeah. Cute.
All right, so I'm gonna walk over here up Greenwich Street to that building over there, the One World Trade Center. Crossing over Battery Place. By the way, it's called the Battery because that's a military term to find the fortifications set up to defend the area. And this building over here is a ventilation building for the Brooklyn Battery Tunnel. It's also known as the Men in Black building, if you've seen that movie. That's the Men in Black headquarters. Oh wow, there's a DMV office here. I didn't know that. Department of Motor Vehicles. I hope this location is faster than the other locations in the city. Seems like there's people waiting outside already for the DMV, but it's only for reservations. All right, so over here I need to cross over the street, and then I'm gonna walk on another street called Church Avenue. Or I think it might be Church Street, either Church Street or Church Avenue. I can't even see the One World Trade Center building from here. It's hidden behind all these buildings. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's called Church Street, and if I were to go to the right here, it will be Trinity Place and eventually turn into Church Street. To the left of here is still Greenwich Street. But I guess I'll explain why it's called Church Street since I mentioned it. It's because there's a lot of churches, or used to be a lot of churches along that area. The most famous one is the Trinity Church on Broadway and Wall Street. Trinity Place runs right behind it. There's also the famous St. Paul's Chapel. Oh, someone's selling roses over here.
It's also because the weather's gotten nicer.
A dozen roses is $23. I think that's a pretty fair price considering the season that we're in right now. Over here we've got the 9/11 Tribute Museum. But it's meant to show the stories of the people who were there and dedicate the exhibit to that terrible day on September 11th, 2001. When the Twin Towers fell and the entire area changed. And the entire world changed that day, frankly. There's a lot of restaurants over here, and as well as hotels. Here's the Fairfield Hotel by Marriott to my left. Some more restaurants here. This one's Bao Bao Cafe. Here's Suspenders Restaurants. Hello. I Love New York Gift Store. York City subway underneath my feet. There's the One World Trade Center building in front of me. It's the tallest building by antenna height in New York City. I have to clarify that, because the tallest building by floor height is the Central Park Tower. But this is the tallest building in New York City, 1776 feet tall, indicating the same day that the Declaration of Independence was signed. I'll walk over to Liberty Street and I'll end my video over there. Here's a famous restaurant, O'Hara's Pub. Several people gathered outside right now. Over here is a cool little park you can go up to, Liberty Park. And you can see the World Trade Center area in full focus. All right, everybody, I'm going to be ending my video here. If you enjoyed this walk of the New York City Financial District, then be sure to smash the like button for me. Subscribe for some more videos like these, and I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.